Okay, second installment of the deer jerky, the Con Jaeger. Get the bag in case they're looking for the. That's the brand. Many different flavors. We're using teriyaki once again. All right, we're into the cooking stage or drying out stage. You set your oven to 200. Let's do this. Let's show how we do it. This is how I do it. You don't have to do it this way, but this is how I do it. So what I'll do is the drip pan, which is basically where all your drippings go, I'll layer with foil. And the trick that I have learned is the bottom piece of foil, you fold over like this, just put a small crease in it. So what'll happen is once you put your layer on top of this, since you don't have, you can get foil that's big enough to just cover the whole thing, and that'll solve the problem. But when you lay this one on top of it now, any juices that go under won't run and get your pan dirty. And you know, because it gets to be a little cumbersome to dry, or clean when it gets all dried and crusty. But, all right, so this goes in the oven on your bottom rack. You take your top rack and you put it up as high as you can get it. All right, just that simple. And try to center it, you know, eyeball. The best thing would be get a cookie sheet that fits as much of this space as you can get. That way you can do more jerky at once. And then what I do is I'll take wax paper or meat packing paper, and I always put the wax side up for, you know, because then it's moisture proof. And then Ross, you go ahead and just put like 2 layers of paper towels down. Just, you know, hit it real quick. And that's to absorb any drips, to keep them from running all over your floor and whatnot. Oh, come on. What kind of fresh hell is this? What we used to hang the jerky is these wooden shish kebab rods. Just throw them away when you're done. I think they're made of bamboo. But, you know, once again, always wood. Wood is good. Okay, you're good there? Alright, now, if you want to... Boy, that's a heavy pan. Wow. Here's our jerky. As you can see, it's all evenly colored. And it's upset. You know, I cut some pieces. You can see how real dark it is. What I did is I took like regular kitchen scissors. Some of those slabs are real big and long. What happens is you don't want them to touch the drip pan. So I cut them lengthwise, and you know, I cut them into little narrow strips too. They'll dry out a little easier that way. But all I do is I'll pull this rack out. So you have that rack out like this. It's gonna be a little different with yours how these are in here, but we can still make them work. Doesn't come out any further. It'll work. But then you start threading the meat on the rod. Oh man, Kara's gonna have a field day with this. If you didn't read the comments on the last one. So, and for anybody watching, I'm not responsible for what she comments. That's all on her. But anyways, you usually want about 1 inch of space in between them. And if there's a thicker piece of the meat, I usually put that towards the top since heat rises. And I'll put smaller pieces, the ones I think would be done quicker, out towards the end of the rod, because as you're going, sometimes some of this takes longer than others. So you could pull this out, take the smaller ones off so they don't get overdone, and leave the bigger ones on. And I try to put like sized or thickness pieces on the same shish kebab rod.
You need to watch out there. My oven's smarter than you.
So
it's not going to start preheating until you shut the door.
Okay, that's fine. So here we go. And you can get it, you know, that's usually how we get it, just like that. Then you go down here like this, see how it catches. And what I'll do, this is going to be a little tricky because of how your oven's set up, your oven rack is. You hang the meat. But you got to watch where you hang it, because it has to be, you have to make sure you're hanging it in line so when you slide it in, it's over top your drip pan, because you don't want that mess baked into your oven by no means. So I'll slide this back actually, and I'll cheat this out a little bit to catch that gap so I don't get my buddy's stove all dirty. And then basically that's all you do. You do this until you fill. I'll do one more here so you can see the spacing on how I put them together in the oven. And As you're doing it, you know, they're kind of draining off a little bit. It's not bad. I guess one here, that's a goofy shaped piece. We'll do that in another one. Alright.
Good idea.
What are you going to do? Just pull it out?
Yeah, I can just pull this out.
That'll work.
Hold it.
Okay, so what I'll do is, I do them side by side like this, but we're going to just do this one for easy. You hang it, and the idea is to get them as close as you can without touching. And I'll stagger them. I'll put one here, and then here, and then here, and then here, you know, and fill the whole thing up. But all right, we'll come back here in a little bit once we get to this next stage of this. Because the first stage, they're going to be baked at 200 with the door closed for the first half hour to 45 minutes, depending on how big your pieces are. I'll probably go closer to 45 minutes on these. And then we'll back the temperature down to 175 and crack the door. Usually I take a piece of shish kebab rod or a fork or something and stick it in there so the crack's just barely open. But all right, we'll get back to you here in a little bit. All right, we're at we went 35 minutes because it took a little, actually it's like 45 minutes because it took a while for the oven to heat up.
We're going to check our dangling meat.
Yeah, let's check our dangle. See how our meat is drying. But now this is a favorite time because now your house gets filled with just all kinds of smelly goodness. And this looks good. As you can see, the drippings are falling, they're drying. These are starting to dry out nicely. Now from here out, they probably about 3 hours until they're done. But as you can see, you have some of the smaller ones, and how I keep them out towards the ends. Those ones there will get done obviously faster than these bigger, thicker ones.
This might be a problem.
What's wrong?
I don't know if this oven's going to continue to heat if it can't see the door being closed.
Just need some tape, dude, right there.
Yeah.
Which it will actually, I think so.
Yeah, it might be.
But here, what we do is, now you want to knock it down to 175, and this is where you crack the door. And they make thicker shish kebab rods. I use these because it just barely cracks the door. So what we'll do here is, yes, it's mad at us. So we're just going to take the door.
Don't ram it through.
No, I'm not. Just chill out, bro. That's not going to work. Might have to see. That's usually where I keep it, but we're going to have to get some tape on that because it's not touching that thing. Yeah. So what we have to do is cheat the oven into believing it's shut, which is just a gentle piece of tape right there. So there's that. But yeah, and then here in a little bit I'll take you because I'm going to go back to my house. I have a batch going already. So, all right. All right, folks, we're back at my house where we have a batch of jerky going. See, my oven's a little different. You can just stick that in there. Ah, yes. Look at that. Let's get that. Can we get the light in there? Oh man, look at that. So, to tell if your jerky's done, you must squeeze the meat. Squeeze the meat. Yeah, this is open for a lot of jokes. But you can see, like these thicker ones, we're actually getting close to being done here. It's warm, it ain't too hot. Let's bring it out. Now see, my oven rack's a little different. It didn't have them crossbars, so it makes it a little easier. Let's do a test piece. Want a little piece. This one's good. You know what? We are not far off. Look at that. Oh man. That's good. That's good. But, excuse me, there's one more final step that's kind of like the cherry on top. You know what I mean? And I'm going to show that to you here directly. Ma'am, I got to have another piece. That's just, wow. Don't touch the stove, it's hot. We'll try a little bigger one. But at this stage, all the dripping has happened. The nice thing is, as you can see, it's all contained right there. So we'll just take that, wrap it all up, throw it in the trash. Yes, some of this is done. So, Oh, damn, that's good. I can't even function. Let me work this out and we'll get back to you. All right, we're back. So here's what we're doing. Cookie sheet. You can tell what's done by feeling it. And this is how you remove it. It's pretty easy. Just take this. I don't know if you... Yeah, you can see it. I take it and just slide them right off. Just like that. These you can throw away because it's wood, it's good, it grows, and they make more every day. Renewable resource, just saying. You see, there's some thicker ones on here that could use a little more time. So I'm gonna pull a couple thin ones off. Now, it's supposed to be done when it is shrunk 50% by weight. So that's a good way. You can get into weighing it, but I've done it enough times that I feel that I'm comfortable enough of knowing when my meat's done. There's probably gonna be so many jokes in the comments. I know there was in the first one. That needs a minute or two longer. But so that's what you do with taking it off. Just simple. Now, if you can restrain yourself from eating it all before packaging it, I will show you an awesome, awesome way. Dang. I'm cheating here. An awesome way to make this even better. It actually adds a little more, it enhances the flavor. So, all right. Well, I'm going to get back to this and then we will continue on this endeavor. It's recording, but my screen shut off. Why? All right, folks. We've got our final step reached here. I gotta turn some light on, shed a little light on the situation. All right, final step. All our jerky's done. Oven off. And that's all our mess. So as you can see, because of that little lip, none of the juices got on the pan. So that's 1, 2, 3 easy cleanup on that. We have all our jerky on a plate, on a thing here to cool. Now the idea is we want to let this cool down to just about room temperature. You want it to be just a tiny bit warm to the touch, not much. And this is the most important step that I feel. Obviously you're going to put it in a Ziploc bag like this, or you can vacuum save it or anything like that. But what we're going to do first, before I vacuum save it or anything, and I don't very rarely vacuum save it because it don't make it that long. When it's just barely warm to the touch, you take it, you throw it all in this bag, zip it shut, gotta seal it, and you throw it right into the fridge. And the idea behind that is, what it does is that the bag actually condensates a little bit and puts a little moisture layer right on the outside of your jerky. And see how you see that little bit of shiny? It'll all be it'll all be shiny like that. And man, is it good. It almost makes it not like tacky, but there's just a little layer of moisture on the outside. Not even moisture, I don't know what you would call it, but wow, makes it good. Then feel free, you can wrap it in freezer paper, and you know, you can put it in plastic bags, you can vacuum save it. You can just eat it all right now and not even have to do this step. But that's what we do, and that's how I make jerky. The flavors I like from Kanye are the hickory, but my favorite is the teriyaki. They have one, I think it's like original too. I don't know what that is, but y'all enjoy. I hope you enjoy these videos. We're starting to add a little variety to the channel, and if you like this variety, please, you know, leave me comments. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You can tell your friends, everything. I think what we're going to try to do is start incorporating a little more, couple hunting videos here and there with the logging and the timbering videos. We was talking with my friends. I'm going to try to video one of them shooting a deer, whether it be with a bow or a gun or something like that. So we're going to try throwing some things like that in there. Maybe doing a little mushroom hunting too. So, but because variety is the spice of life. So right there, that's what it's all about, folks. Clean living. Over and out.